Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to price check English Pokemon cards, Japanese Pokemon cards, and then sealed product as well. So let's first start off with English Pokemon cards. The first thing that I usually do is I actually get the name of the card. So this is a Latias EX, and then I always get the number. And so I always start with a Google search. So if this is a Latias, and then I type in the number of the card, which is located on the bottom left-hand side. This is a 76. Usually typing that into Google is more than enough to go ahead and get the price check of a card. So you can see here the second search result is TCG Player. Sometimes people go by price charting. I personally prefer TCG Player. So I would click on the TCG Player link, and then I would scroll down. And then this is where the market price is. So it's saying that for a lightly played Latias EX card, the market price is $626. But what if your card is near mint? This usually tends to happen when the lightly played version is more expensive than the near mint version, which really doesn't make sense, right? Because the near mint version should be a bit more expensive. So it usually defaults to the higher expensive one, which is a lightly played version. But if you click on view more data, then click on filter sales, and then click on condition near mint, you'll see that the market price is actually lower than the lightly played value, right? So now for a near mint card, which is this one here, it's priced at $589 market price, but the lightly played version is more expensive at $640, I think it was. In this case, I would probably market this card anywhere between $640 and $589. So it's more so up to you to decide how you would go ahead and price this card. But I use TCG Player to practically price check all English Pokemon cards the same exact way. So just make sure that the condition here matches your condition of your card. And in order to change it, you just click on view more data, click on filter sales, and then select the conditions, and there you have it, okay? So market price $626. Now moving on to Japanese or foreign Pokemon cards, okay? Sometimes it's a bit difficult because you can't read the name up top. So what I normally do is that I look at the bottom left-hand side, right over here. So the bottom left-hand side says CSM 1BCB103. So I literally type in all those letters and numbers, okay? So if we go back to google.com, we type in CSM1B, CSM, and then C, and then we type in the number. So this is 103 out of 151, 103 out of 151. This right here is exactly what's on the bottom left-hand corner, and then I click on enter. So you can see now it gives us a Dragonite card. And so I usually use eBay last sold to price my Japanese cards, but sometimes you'll also find Japanese cards on TCG Player. But for example, if you click on this eBay card, what we'll do is that we're actually going to copy this entire title, and then we're going to enter it into the search bar of eBay, and then we're going to scroll down and then click on last sold. So click on see all over here on the left-hand side, and then click on sold items, completed items, and then click on apply. So what this is showing is that it's showing me recent sales of this card in particular, okay? Which is a Chinese Dragonite. So this one here sold for $3. This one here sold for $2. So I can kind of get the idea that this Chinese Dragonite will probably sell for about $2.50, okay? So I usually average out the most recent sales. So this one was sold on July 9th for $3. And this one here was sold on June 9th for about $2. So maybe like $2.50 is what I would price this card, this Chinese Dragonite. But that's how I price Japanese or foreign Pokemon cards. Sometimes for more modern foreign or Japanese cards, the same thing applies. So if I type in SV4M 087, so if you go back into Google, SV4M 087 out of 066. It's going to pull up this card here, and sometimes TCG Player will actually have it. So this card here is the same exact card that's appearing on screen here. And so same thing, you just want to make sure that you select the correct edition. Same steps as you would when you check the market price of the English Pokemon card. So it's already set to near mint. So it kind of tells me that the market price for this card is $5.89, which is located right over there. So the two ways, you can use eBay last sold, you can use TCG market prices, but that's how I actually go ahead and price check foreign Pokemon cards, especially Japanese Pokemon cards. Now, the last thing you might want to price check is sealed product. So here we have a Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle, and this is usually fairly very easy. So Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle. So if you click on TCG Player, which is the link, you can see that there's consistently been a lot of this item being sold on TCG Player. And so it's an unopened version, so the market price is $66. So very similarly, price checking sealed product, especially product that is still in print, is very similar to how you price check English Pokemon cards that are still in print as well. But let's say this product isn't in print, or let's say that you have an item from the XY era, how would you price check that? So for example, let's do a Mewtwo and Mew GX10. So how do you actually go ahead and price check this item if you're looking to buy it or if you have it? TCG Player isn't going to give you the most exact data because this product isn't really being sold as consistently anymore. So you can see here that the market price, it says, is $450. But you could also see that within the past 3 months, this item has only sold about 4 different times, 5 different times. So it's really not that accurate, and that's what you have to take into account when you're price checking sealed items. What you would do instead is that you could actually go to last sold eBay. So for example, the market price here is $457, but if we check it out on eBay and then we organize it by last sold, so sold items, you can see that on June 15th, oh no, let's go to just a singleton. So on June 7th, this was sold for $700. On May 11th, this was sold for $450. This was sold for $400. $545. So you kind of get the idea, like, yeah, it was sold for around like $400, but this right here, where just last month, it was sold for $700, when you might have sold it for market price, which is like $450, you'd probably want to go higher. So when it comes to really vintage or old sealed Pokemon product where there's not a lot of sales happening on TCG Player, I usually go with a combination of both TCG Player and also eBay last sold. So eBay last sold is looking like it's going to be around $700. So you wouldn't want to cut yourself short just by going slightly above market when it comes to TCG Player. But again, with the Prismatic Evolutions bundle, where it's constantly being sold every single day, you can most likely go by market price on TCG Player. But that right there, guys, is how to go ahead and price check English Pokemon cards, Japanese Pokemon cards, and sealed product. Now, there's numerous ways that you can do this, as I mentioned before. But let me know down below how you guys actually price check these different types of products. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.